First, let me apologize. I'm not the best public speaker. And unlike some of our public officials, I don't have a teleprompter. So I'm reading off of a little printout that I made. Welcome to the 11th annual MIG rally. It's difficult to believe that what started small and humble has manifested into a community, a home, a family. And we are a family. We laugh, cry, share experiences, make memories, even sometimes argue.
No!
And I'm no exception. In the end, though, we're MIGs. People unfamiliar with MIG might look at us at the surface and see just another bunch of bikers in a club. What they don't see are the friendships, the caring, and the love. It's easy to get motorcyclists together like this when times are good. It doesn't take much. It doesn't get much better than this venue, and it's an easy draw, riding in these beautiful mountains. A person's actions in good times aren't what's important. What counts is their actions when times are tough. Isn't that a more accurate way to size or judge up a person? And if that's true, isn't that a better way to size up a family? We have been through some tough times over the past 11 years. Life doesn't get much harder when you lose people you love. And MIG has lost many. With the passing of Bill McEver, Tom Sperry, and Roger Steiner, we've demonstrated what a family of character is. We pulled together and helped each other cope with incredible loss. This is what differentiates a club from a family. MIG is a family. Over the past year, we've had several MIG members battle for their health. We've rallied behind them, encouraged them, prayed for them, and welcomed them back home. Ivor, JC, Dan, and Rev Jim, please stand so we can let you all know how happy we are that you're all here. Stand up. At that very first MIG rally on Mount Pisgah, I was fortunate enough to have been given an award in appreciation for the work involved in creating and making MIG grow. This soon became known as MIG of the Year, or MOTY. A tradition has been established, just like family traditions are. And one of the most rewarding opportunities I get to enjoy is participating in the nomination and selection process for MOTY.
The process?
It's a process. It's not as easy as one may think because there are so many people worthy. It's a shame that we can only award one individual each year because often many are deserving. Being awarded MIG of the Year is our version of winning the Masters and getting the green jacket, or like entering the Sports Hall of Fame. It's a special recognition for what you've accomplished, what you've contributed, or what you've shown the rest of us, and reflects what you mean to this family. There never has been a more deserving recipient than the individual who will receive our honor this year, the highest honor we can bestow upon a fellow MIG, the MIG Member of the Year Award. The member who is this year's MIG of the Year Award has done so much for our family year in and year out. He has opened his home to us. He has shared so much with us, done so much for us, and is a genuine personality like no other. These factors alone justify making someone MIG of the Year, but in this MIG there is more. We experienced something special, something this year like never before. While in the last few years we have had to say goodbye to some of our brothers, this year we nearly had to say goodbye to another. However, for some reason unknown to us mere mortals, somehow he was stolen back from the clutches of death. The emotions we all shared this past year after losing Bill, Tom, and Roger, and learning that maybe, just maybe, we weren't going to lose another MIG. This was an incredible feeling of euphoria, almost of religious magnitude. Our prayers were answered. So, It is a privilege to announce that the recipient of the 2009 MIG of the Year Award for exceptional contributions and dedication throughout the years goes to Dan Carmichael. Dan deserves this award not for surviving his ordeal, not for doing it with a style that serves as inspiration to us all, certainly not for being one of the biggest perennial wiseacres, and not even for the efforts that he made behind the scenes over the many years for this group, this club, this family. Dan deserves this award for all of these reasons, as well as for having a heck of a big heart under that gruff exterior. Dan is a true MIG, a friend, a brother to us all. The way MIG reacted to and supported Dan and his family throughout this ordeal was the deciding factor. You all, by your actions in his time of need, elected him to receive this award. And here it is. Dan. Congratulations.
Nice. That's it.
Very nice.
JD,
Like Craig said, like the Masters, this golf shirt, MIG of the Years for Dan. And there's a little card that goes with it. I don't know what that is all about. Go to $18. I got a little something I have to share with everybody. I saw a post from Dan earlier. It said that he was not coming to MIG Week this year. Some crap about he's seen all the things to see in this area 7 times already, and it's time to move on. As usual, we can tell by his presence here he lied to us. I was on the email list for a few years, but never came to the rally. From the nasty things Dan posted, I felt this really wasn't the kind of guy I wanted to go out of my way to meet. Dan's posts were usually what I considered to be nasty and very insulting. I remember the first time he acknowledged me. I believe he wrote something along the lines, "JD, it's a shame you don't have a dick instead of being one." Typical Dan, he's insulting your intelligence and your manhood. 2 for 1. Over time, I developed an image of a bitter, pissed-off little man. For reasons,
Nailed that one.
for reasons of my own, I've decided it was time to put faces to some of the friends I had conversed with over the years. I came to MIGWIG in 2005. It was an incident that occurred after dinner that gave me an insight to Dan that not a lot of people know. From the nasty things he posted and the insults he laid out to almost everyone, I honestly thought this guy was a racist. Imagine that. Anyway, after the dinner, we were walking back to our bikes through the parking lot of Joe's Crab Shack. Comes cruising by, Dan on his white Harley. I looked at him and what I saw was enough that could knock me over with a feather. On the back of Dan's Harley was a little black girl. Through Dan's helmet, she was wearing the biggest smile any kid could wear. I didn't know what to think. I stopped and I asked, "What's going on?" Well, this van full of kids parked next to Dan and his bike, and the kids were looking at the bike, and they had all this enthusiasm about this big motorcycle, and he looked over and he wanted to know if they wanted to ride around the parking lot. So that's what Dan was doing. Some sweaty little kid was wearing Dan's helmet and acting like a biker queen on the back of his Pride and Joy. And Dan just thought this was great. After that day, I cannot put the words Dan Carmichael and racist together in my mind. I've come to learn that he is not without his prejudice, and he's what you call an equal opportunity bigot. He doesn't really care what color or creed you are. If he thinks you're wrong or off base, he's going to call you on it. He says he hates everyone equally. Again, he's lying to us. He doesn't hate kids. Kids are something special to Dan. I do know this: when he looks at children, all he sees is kids, not anything else. And a side note here. This man is all about kids. God help any person if Dan thinks they are out to harm a child in any way. Truthfully, I was saddened by the thought that Dan would not be here when he said he wasn't coming. He went through a great deal this past year, and fate somehow brought him through all that to be here with us once again. What can you say about a pain in the ass that you'd miss? Now, I've got a few things since I have the floor and you don't. I just want to go over some things some people might not know about Dan. He had an unfortunate accident in his childhood. He was born. Growing up,
Hey, we all had that.
growing up, there were 10 kids in Dan's family. Dan never slept alone until he got married. In school, Dan was not the best student. You just imagine a guy that needed a tutor to pass recess. Dan went on to college. In college, Dan was a three-letter man. The girls he dated said the letters were R-A-T. After college, Dan got married, but it was a mistake. Karen's. I won't say that Dan's henpecked, but to avoid doing dishes, he takes Karen out to eat a lot. He almost went blind drinking coffee. He left a spoon in the cup. Dan likes to be on time, though. I mean, he got everybody here tonight, and he believes that if you apologize, you're being polite too late, so he never does that. Dan told me one time he would trust other people more if he knew himself less. And if you think there's some good in everybody, you obviously haven't met our Dan.
Our beloved mixtress has some things to say. Robbie, go yours.
When Craig asked me to do this, I was like, what the hell am I going to say about Danny? There's so many things that I could say. There's so many rude things I could say.
You're all true.
Danny still thinks he slept with me one night. He didn't. Okay, he did. He slept in my bed. He slept over the covers. I slept under the covers. I told him if he touched me, I'd kill him.
We spoon.
He didn't. We didn't. I have to tell you that I love you guys, and I've been coming to Maggie Valley in Asheville for a number of years, and I'm deathly afraid of heights. And riding the mountain roads here is really tough for me. And last year, or 2 years ago, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing it. And when I thought about what I was going to say about Danny and how I could be rude and mean and roast him and say all sorts of nasty, ugly things, in the end, I can't. I love him to death. I went up to see Danny when he was in the hospital, and when I found out that he, let me reverse a little. I found out by a text message that he was in the hospital, and I'm like, excuse me, what? And I called and I found out what was going on, or kind of. I really didn't find out what was going on for a while, and I just knew that it was bad. I knew it was bad. And I kept getting the mail from Karen and forwarding it on because I knew that you all wanted to know what was going on with him. When I was finally able to go up and see Danny, I walked in and he was in his second hospital, and he saw me walking in and he put his hand out. And I went up and I grabbed his hand and I gave him a kiss on the head, and I'm like, is that okay? And he said, yeah. And I said, I'm really glad that you're here. And he goes, I wish you lived closer, and it near about killed me. And we sat and we talked, and Mikey, I had already talked to Mikey, and he told me that they were thinking about coming back, and Danny had said that he wasn't going to come back up to Maggie Valley, and I had already kind of decided that I wasn't because of the writing. It scared me. And as we were talking, he looked at me and he said, Robbie, Mikey and I are talking about going back up to Maggie Valley. If I go, will you go? And I said, sweetheart, I'll do anything for you. If you're there, I'm there. And I'm just glad that he's here. I'm glad he's here. It's been a tough year for Dan with the heart attack and with the bypass and all of this. And I'm just glad that we're all here and we're all family and that I can spend more time with my friend.
Hoorah!
Dan, speech.
Speech! You know you got something to say.
JD, you miserable slut. Just a little tough for me. The last year has been really tough. And I do tend to get emotional pretty quick. I remember the last time I spoke, I got emotional over somebody leaving a letter and then not showing up to read it. I think even game away might not be as hard as I bring myself up to be. But I want to stress, I don't do anything and expect anything back from it. I mentioned to somebody here that you do nothing and expect in return you do because it's what you want to do. I was given this award a couple of years ago, and I gave it to somebody I thought was more worthy of it. I don't do this for recognition. I get all the recognition I can possibly want without trying. It's just, you know, I really appreciate this like you wouldn't believe. But over the last year, I've learned one major lesson. There are people who love you. And it's really hard. You're good, man. You're not helping.
Yeah. Let him alone.
She wants to sleep. Come on, man.
Continue, cuz.
I had a cousin that sat by my side probably 80 days out of 88. Him, my grandkids, my kids, brought me from the brink of wanting to die. Do yourself a favor. That person you think loves you, or the one you love, don't wait. Maybe too late. No, self-start. Can't do it.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week. Have a good dinner.
Come over to the
bite, man.
Thanks. Now I know why you guys are sitting down here.
It's cooler.
It's like 900 degrees up there.
Nice time, Terry.
I got it all. I missed your very opening remark. That's no, just like the first 30 seconds.
You can do it again. Stand up to the
No, he couldn't.
again.
I'll take you outside with the backdrop.
Nope. We'll figure out how to get it online. We have the ability. There's enough people here that.
I did that like 20 minutes ago.
We just never did this. We never recorded a whole speech. Well, there's some ugly people at this table. Nothing personal. Okay, I'll rephrase it. There's some ugly guys at this table.